Before the rockets, before the billions, before all the headlines. There was just a quiet, awkward boy from South Africa named Elon Musk. He was small, shy, and endlessly curious. While other kids were outside playing, Elon was buried in books, teaching himself how computers worked. By the time he was just 12 years old, he had built and sold his first video game for $500. It was called Blaster, and though it was simple, it proved one thing. Elon wasn't just dreaming about the future, he was already trying to build it. But growing up wasn't easy for him. His childhood was filled with loneliness and pain. He was bullied at school, and at one point, he was beaten so badly that he lost consciousness. His parents divorced when he was young, and his relationship with his father was complicated, often cold and cruel. But that pain became his fuel. Instead of breaking him, it pushed him to imagine worlds beyond his own. He found an escape in science fiction, worlds where anything was possible. And he told himself that one day, he would build those worlds for real. When he turned 17, Elon left South Africa behind. He was looking for freedom, for opportunity, and for a place that would reward imagination. He went first to Canada, and then to the United States, the country he believed was built for dreamers like him. He studied physics and economics at the University of Pennsylvania. But while most students were planning their careers, Elon was planning revolutions. He told his friends he wanted to change the world through the internet, clean energy, and space. In 1995, he dropped out of his PhD program at Stanford after just 2 days. The internet was exploding, and Elon knew this was his chance. He started his first company, Zip2, a business that helped newspapers move online. It was the dawn of the digital age, and he was right at the center of it. But it wasn't glamorous. He and his brother Kimball worked out of a tiny office, sleeping on the floor and showering at the local YMCA. Elon coded day and night. He was obsessed, not with money, but with making progress. When Compaq bought Zip2 in 1999 for $307 million, Elon made his first fortune. He was just 27 years old, but instead of retiring, he doubled down. He wanted to change the way money worked, to make global payments faster and easier. That idea became XCOM, which later merged to become PayPal. Investors, however, thought he was too intense, too controlling. They eventually kicked him out as CEO while he was away on vacation. It was a brutal blow, but even after losing his own company, Elon stayed focused. When eBay bought PayPal in 2002 for $1.5 billion, his cut was around $180 million. He could have walked away, bought an island, disappeared. But that wasn't Elon. Instead, he risked it all again. He poured his money into 3 things that people told him were guaranteed to fail. SpaceX, a private company trying to build rockets. Tesla, an electric car company. And Solar City, an attempt to power the world with clean energy. The world laughed. This guy thinks he can replace NASA, compete with Ford and Toyota, change the entire energy grid, they mocked. Even his closest friends told him, Elon, you're going to lose everything. And at least at first, they were right. SpaceX's first 3 rocket launches exploded. Tesla was running out of cash. The global economy was crashing. By 2008, Elon Musk was nearly bankrupt. He had gone from being a multimillionaire to borrowing money just to pay his rent. He said later, "It was the worst year of my life. My rockets failed, my car company was dying, and my marriage was falling apart." Everything he had built was collapsing around him. But he didn't stop. He said, "I don't ever give up. I'd have to be dead or completely incapacitated." Then came the moment that changed everything. SpaceX's 4th rocket, Falcon 1, finally reached orbit. It was September 28, 2008. The SpaceX team screamed, cried, and hugged each other. Elon stood quietly, with tears in his eyes. He had done it. Just days later, NASA awarded SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract to deliver cargo to the International Space Station. Overnight, SpaceX went from a spectacular failure to the future of space exploration. Tesla, too, survived at the very last second. Elon managed to secure emergency funding just hours before the company would have gone bankrupt. He wired the last of his personal money into the company's account. When people asked him why he took such a huge risk, he said, "If something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are against you." By the end of 2008, Elon Musk was bruised, exhausted and nearly broke. But he was still standing. The world was finally starting to notice the man they had all called crazy, and he was just getting started. This is the story of the man who refused to give up. If you found this story inspiring, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for part 2, where we'll dive into how Elon Musk truly began to change the world. Thanks for watching. When 2008 ended, Elon Musk had survived the worst year of his life. But survival wasn't enough for him. He didn't want to just prove the world wrong. He wanted to change it forever. The NASA contract gave SpaceX a second life. Now, Elon had to make sure it didn't go to waste. He gathered his engineers and said, "Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you're not innovating enough." Those words became the foundation of everything SpaceX stood for: boldness, risk, and relentless innovation. In 2010, SpaceX made history again. The Falcon 9 rocket successfully launched and returned to Earth. No private company had ever done that. 2 years later, SpaceX became the first commercial company to deliver cargo to the International Space Station. What NASA once thought impossible, Elon Musk made real. But while SpaceX was climbing, Tesla was barely breathing. Investors still thought electric cars were a joke. The auto industry called them toys. Elon didn't listen. He poured every ounce of energy into proving them wrong. In 2012, Tesla launched the Model S, a sleek, fast, all-electric car that shattered every stereotype. Critics who once mocked Tesla now called the Model S the best car ever made. Slowly, people began to see what Elon saw all along: a world that didn't yet need gasoline to move forward. But success came at a price. Elon worked 100 hours a week, sleeping on the factory floor, eating meals next to machines. He said, "I could either watch it happen or be part of it." He chose to be part of it, every single moment. Then came more dreams. He wanted to build solar energy solutions with Solar City, dig tunnels under cities with the Boring Company, create brain-computer interfaces with Neuralink, and launch satellites with Starlink to connect the entire world. The media started calling him a real-life Iron Man. But behind that image was a man constantly fighting, against fatigue, critics, regulators, and even himself. Every tweet he posted became a headline. Every decision, a controversy. From his battles with the SEC to chaotic statements about taking Tesla private, Elon's story wasn't just about triumph, it was also about turbulence. Still, through the chaos, the vision never changed. He wanted humanity to survive, to evolve, to become a species that lived on more than one planet. Mars was his goal. Colonizing it wasn't just a dream to him, it was a necessity. "I want to die on Mars," he once said. Just not on impact. In 2015, SpaceX achieved something once thought impossible: landing a rocket back on Earth, perfectly upright. The moment became iconic. Engineers screamed. Elon smiled faintly and said, "Welcome back, baby." That single landing changed space forever. Reusable rockets were now real. What once cost hundreds of millions could now be reused again and again, cutting the cost of space travel dramatically. Tesla, too, kept rising. The Model 3 became one of the most successful cars in history. Factories opened in China, Germany, and the US. Tesla became the world's most valuable car company, surpassing even Toyota. Elon Musk had done what no one thought possible. He had revolutionized both the car and space industries at the same time. And yet, the man who once coded in a tiny room and slept on the floor of a rented office was now the richest person on Earth. But ask him, and he'll say the money never mattered. The mission did. He still talks about the same things he dreamed about as a boy: saving the planet, reaching the stars, making sure humanity has a future. In 2022, SpaceX's Starlink satellites provided internet to war zones and remote villages. In 2023, Tesla produced over 1 million electric vehicles. And still, he worked, planning Mars colonies, testing rockets, talking about AI and the future of consciousness itself. Elon Musk isn't perfect. He's flawed, unpredictable, sometimes reckless. But that's what makes him human. Behind the headlines and memes is a man who simply refuses to stop trying. He once said, When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are against you. And that's the truth of Elon Musk, the man who fell, failed, and was laughed at, but never gave up. Because in the end, Elon Musk didn't just build rockets and cars. He built belief. Belief that one person, one relentless, stubborn dreamer, can change the course of humanity. Thanks so much for watching. If you were inspired by this story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you do not miss our next video. We'll see you in the next one.